tuning into Sin's Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be reviewing the Book of Magic. This is book 4 in Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic series. And it was the one I was most disappointed by. I just read all of them. Well, not all of them. I had already read Magic Lessons about a year, maybe 2 years ago. And I just read Rules of Magic, Practical Guide, and then the Book of Magic. All three of them chronologically, not by publication order. And you want to know something? I think it was better that way for me personally. I'm usually one of those people who's just like, no, you have to read in publication order. That's what I tell everyone with Cassandra Clare. I'm like, no, because her writing style grows and changes, you know? And certain plot points. That's why I'm always saying read publication order, not chronologically, right? Okay. But for there was something in me that told me that I needed to read it chronologically. And you know what? I'm glad I did, honestly. And that's part of why this is my least favorite book. There are so many inconsistencies. So many inconsistencies with the previous books in the series. I feel like Alice Hoffman just missed certain like important plot points, you know, like Sally, yeah, her first marriage, you know. In Practical Magic, it said he's, you know, killed by drunk divers, you know, kids, drunk teenagers. And then in this book, he was struck by lightning in the field. And like, that's not how that happened. All the other previous books, when the Owens women pass away, they are buried in black with their feet bare. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, they're burying people in white and putting them in their finest. And I'm like, okay, these are important plot points that you're completely missing. It also feels like these characters, I understand, time has passed, I get it, but they feel like completely different characters. They don't even feel like the natural growth of the characters in Practical Magic. And it was really hard for me to enjoy the book because I Rules of Magic is my favorite. Let me just say that. Rules of Magic is my absolute favorite. With Jet and Victor and Franny, you know. I think they're my 3 favorite characters, right? But here I'm just like, I still like those guys in this book. But as for, you know, Jillian and Sally's daughters, I felt like such a disconnect. I felt like these were not the same characters presented in Practical Magic. Mind you, I've only seen the movie once, so maybe this book was more of an interpretation of a sequel tying in the movie version of the book and the book together. But I've only seen the movie once, and God, it's been a minute to the point where I barely remember it. I am due for a rewatch, honestly. Maybe this October I will rewatch it, especially before Practical Magic 2. Like, I have to watch it again. So maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe this was more of an interpretation of the characters brought to life in the movie versus in the book. And if so, that's a little disappointing to me because I want a sequel to the book. You know, I don't want a sequel to the movie. I want a sequel to the book. And I feel like if you're going to miss those important aspects that you reiterated in the 3 previous books, then why are you even bothering to write this book? You know? So it bothers me. It bothered me a lot. And it really did hinder my enjoyment of... I didn't realize how much it upset me until I started recording this review. Because at first I was just like, venting to my friends, I'm like, oh, it bothers me. There's inconsistencies. And now I'm actually talking about, like, it bothers me. When there are so many inconsistencies, it's like, did you even bother rereading what you've previously written? Like, did you even make that effort? Did you look back at your notes? Or did you just rewatch the movie version of your book and just decide to take it from there? Again, that's just a speculation on my part, because, again, I haven't seen the movie in, like, 2 decades. How old am I? I'm 34. It's been a hot minute. It's been more than a decade, I can tell you that. It's been, like, I haven't seen it in ages, so I can't really say that that's accurate. That's just my speculation. But it just feels like such a disjointed novel from Practical Magic. And I understand that there's a time jump, but it just... the fact that there were so many inconsistencies, the fact that these characters didn't even sound, like the previous characters in Practical Magic, it, like, really bothered me, and it really hindered my enjoyment of the novel. I'm glad there's a happily ever after. I'm glad that they finally break the Owens curse. I do like the new love interest that is introduced for Sally. I think the ending was the natural culmination of the ending. Like, that ending feels like the way the story should wrap up. It felt like the proper ending. It's just all the inconsistencies leading up to this proper ending that really, really bothered me. I couldn't get over them. I could not get over it. I wish I could, but I could not. So, yeah. Rules of Magic is my favorite of the entire series. Hands down, absolute favorite. I love that book. Love that book. But, I had such high hopes for this one, and I'm really disappointed that it did not live up to my expectations. So, on that note, thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with our book with your friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading!